On this birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, I pay my tributes to the greatest son of India by quoting certain instances from his life. Being born on 2nd October 1869 to parents Karamchand and Putlibai at Porbandar, his father Karamchand was a diwan at a princely state. His life is actually a story of evolution from an ordinary man, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, to Mahatma Gandhi. The Mahatma, the designation was given to him by Rabindranath Tagore, to whom Mahatma addresses Gurudev. And he was called as a father of nation by Subhash Chandra Bose in 1944. In 1891, he graduated from Inner Temple Law School in London to become a barrister. But returning to India, a lawyer, he failed as a lawyer in India. In Bombay, while pleading a case of a lady client, he developed cold feet while cross-examining the people and lost the case. But to keep the high moral ground, he returned the complete fees to the client, and then in 1893 he was invited by Dada Abdullah, a shipping merchant, a Muslim shipping merchant in South Africa, to plead his cases. There he actually started his experiments with truth, and from 1893 to 1914 he stayed in South Africa, where in 1906, when he was thrown out of a first-class coach of a train, though carrying a valid ticket, but just because he was a colored person, that is non-white, he was thrown out of it, and then his experiments with truth has started, and his first satyagraha was done there. In 1915, on the advice of Gokhale, to whom he treated as his political guru, he returned to India on 10th January 1915 and thrown himself into a freedom struggle. Soon he got the leadership of the movement, and from 1921 to 24 he was the president of the Indian National Congress. But in 1934 he resigned from the Congress, though he served as a freedom fighter to his last breath. Some of his achievements in 1932, negotiating a Pune Pact, is one of the most important achievements he had. Because of that, the Communal Award of 1930 was defeated, and a pact which was signed between Madan Mohan Malviya and Dr. Ambedkar has paved the way for the reservations of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes after post-independence India in Constitution. It has actually saved the world, saved India from further division, because it was based on separate electorates, which has already giving separate electorate to Muslims has already led to the partition on the religious basis. Post-independence India, there was a tremendous violence, and great tribute was paid by Mountbatten to Gandhi, because in post-independence violence, Mahatma Gandhi was placed at Calcutta along with Sohrawardi, and there was complete calm. There were no riots. He was sort of a one-man force, while in the West 55,000 soldiers were deployed, and Nehru himself was supervising the actions. There were tremendous riots and tremendous bloodbath. Mahatma Gandhi has started his last fast on 13 January 1948 at the age of 78 to seek from Sikhs and Hindus the complete protection of Indian Muslims and also get the assurance from the government of India to pay 55 crores rupees which were due to Pakistan. On 19th On 19th January, he broke his fast after getting assurance from Sikh and Hindu leaders about the protection of Indian Muslims and also getting the assurance from the government of India for transfer of 55 crores. After this, he gained this sympathy in even Pakistani Muslims, and Pakistani Muslims were, were ready to welcome him to Pakistan, which he was planning. Through his common friend, a cotton broker, Jamshed Patel, he tried to contact Jinnah and got an assurance from Jinnah to visit Karachi. The Karachi trip was planned between 3rd and 5th February 1948, and he was to walk from Ahmedabad to Karachi and meet the people there. Perhaps if this would have happened, it would have led to a more cordial relations between two nations, Pakistan and India. But alas, this was not to happen. On 30th January 1948, during the evening prayer at 5:20, Godse has shot him and he was dead. When the news has gone to Mountbatten, he was accompanied by Campbell Johnson, his press attaché, and his first question was, who was the killer? The communicator said, I am not sure who was the killer. He said he must be a Hindu. If he's unfortunately, if he's a Muslim, only God can say from the communal carnage India will face. But fortunately, it was Hindu. At 6 o'clock, radio announcement was made, and it was said that the Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated at 20 past 5 this afternoon, and the killer was a Hindu. This specific announcement was there to keep the communal carnage being happening. After that, the last journey of Mahatma started. Patel and Nehru were quite anxious. Who will handle the large population of Indians who will come down to New Delhi to participate in the funeral of Mahatma Gandhi? And it was expected, and actually it happened, that almost 1 million people have turned up for Mahatma Gandhi's funeral. And this apostle of peace, it's an irony that he was carried on a Dodge arms carrier carnage, and the whole situation was handled by 10,000 soldiers from the military. And in honor of Mahatma Gandhi, the vehicle was not engine driven, but it was pulled by 250 people. The long procession has took 5 miles. It took 6 hours to cover the 5 miles from Birla House to Rajghat, and it was all full of this population all over the New Delhi that time. The pyre was lit by second son of Mahatma Gandhi, Ramdas, and thus a last journey has ended. Glowing tributes were paid from world over. The Hindustan Standard next day has published a paper with a blank editorial place, only putting 3 sentences there, that 1915 years after the Jesus was crucified, the same day, Friday, the second crucifixion has taken place. Pope Paul has said, the great apostle peace and great friend of Christianity is no more. George Bernard Shaw has said that it's dangerous to be too good, while Einstein has said coming generations may not believe that such a man ever in flesh and blood existed. Such was the great son of India, Mahatma Gandhi. Jai Hind.